This is Erongo, where development is not just measured in infrastructure, but in opportunity, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. From the bustling harbour town of Walvis Bay to the tourist gem of Swakopmund and the mineral-rich expanses of Arandis, Erongo is both the economic engine and the cultural hub of Namibia. With a population of approximately 240,000 residents, the region is known for its diverse demography, blending urban vibrancy with a rural charm. Renowned for its mining industry, dominant tourism sector, and thriving fisheries, Erongo plays a pivotal role in Namibia's developmental trajectory.
The region is quite vast in terms of different sectors, and therefore the achievements are drawn from the different infrastructure and different sectors. One which is quite huge is if I can start with the road infrastructure, which we've seen the conclusion of the Ifikepunyepo-Hamba Highway, which is also between Walvis Bay and Swakopmund, and that basically has contributed to the increase in logistics, which leads to the port of Walvis Bay, and also to increase or ensure safety on the road that we used to experience between Walvis and Swakopmund. Currently, also we are seeing the widening of Usakos and Karibep road, which is also very significant and very important as we are seeing the widening of it, and this also will reduce the accidents in that road because we use different purpose of vehicles that are using that road, and really that is also helping that. Now, in terms of the harbour itself, what the Walvis Bay, we have seen the expansion of the Walvis Bay port, and also the creation of the North Port, which is earmarked for oil and gas industry as well as the green hydrogen industry. And these are new industries that we are looking at. And recently, the MSC, the international logistics companies, they have named Walvis Bay as the new regional transshipment hub. And that means that in terms of transshipment in the region, Walvis Bay is a hub. And that is a quite important and exciting news that we received early this year, which also is encouraging us to do more, and because we are seeing that we are getting that acknowledgement as a region and as a country. Then in terms of infrastructure development, we also looked at the water availability. As we know, Erongo region is quite an arid region. We are facing quite a number of challenges. We have laid a water pipeline that is between Odondati and Machete, which would want to bring water provision to our people in the remote area in the constituency of Daures constituency.
Good governance is the backbone of Erongo's development. Through strategic collaboration between the regional and local authorities, service delivery has been significantly enhanced. From streamlined administrative processes to the effective allocation of resources, Erongo's commitment to transparency and accountability is yielding tangible results. Programs aimed at empowering local communities and fostering participation in the decision-making are setting the stage for sustainable progress.
Good governance is what defines the strength of the Erongo Regional Council. The Regional Council does not actually operate in isolation. I think the basis of our existence here is because we have the 7 constituencies that are also led by councillors, regional councillors. In these constituencies, there are structures that feeds us in the headquarters here, what is it, what are the people's needs, and what are the priorities for that particular or for that given year. I'll give you a classic example of the Constituency Development Committee, which fits very much into the Regional Development Committee, the RDC. How that functions is that at constituency level, people would actually meet, define their priorities, their needs, and those they would actually be translated into the Regional Development Coordinating Committee. And as you may know, we are among the most highly urbanized regions. So in a way, it's a blessing because we only take care of the three rural constituencies, if you like. That is the Dowres constituency, Caribbean constituency, and Walvis Bay rural constituency. These are the constituencies where the Regional Council has mainly spent so much attention to ensure that we provide water, we provide electricity, we provide all the essential services that are required to steer development within these places. And I should say that as part of good governance, the Regional Council has done very well in terms of portraying the budgetary provisions to the masses in the region. One critical event that we had was when we finalized our 2024-2025 budget. We actually came up with an accountability framework where we brought all the stakeholders together, the traditional authorities, local authorities, individuals, heads of government departments, CSOs, civil society organizations. We came under one roof where we were able to narrate what is it that we have done during the financial year 2023-2024.
Erongo's economy thrives on its robust mining sector, world-class fishing industry in the town of Walvis Bay, and the booming tourism in Swakopmund and the entire Erongo region. The region is home to Namibia's largest port in Walvis Bay, facilitating trade and creating jobs. Small and medium-sized enterprises are also flourishing in the region, contributing to its GDP and fostering economic resilience in its urban and rural areas.
Come and see, go and tell.
In the mining, for the past 2-3 years, we have seen mining companies that have been under care and maintenance. They are reopening for production, and these are quite major, mines in different minerals that they are mining. And I'm also happy to say that Namibia is now the third largest uranium producer in the world, which is also putting us as a country on a world map when we talk of uranium producing. We also see the growth in tourism. 2024 has introduced or has seen an increase in passenger liners, where we had during the season, or the passenger liner season, about 30,000 tourists that have been brought into the port of Walvis Bay, which is about 29 passenger liners are docked at the Walvis Bay port. And we also have seen the increase in value addition in the resources of fishing, and also the sustainable management of our resource, where we see that still after 35 years of independence, the fishing industry is still alive and also producing and also helping the growth of the town. The other achievement is in the value addition on minerals such as dimension stones. Today, I can gladly, comfortably say that we produce tiles for the European market and the American market, which is fully packed and so on, tiles that are being exported from from Erongo region, from Namibia, and that is really something that we are seeing. The introduction of oil and gas is also something that we are very much happy to see and also welcoming, because we are seeing major players in the oil and gas industry in terms of the world players opening up their plants in Walvis Bay, or operations plan in Walvis Bay. For example, the Halliburton and the Baker Hughes, which they have selected Walvis Bay as the African head office. So meaning all their operations will be starting to be coordinated from here, and that is quite significant, and that is also a good news that in terms of future, the oil and gas industry really will grow.
Healthcare in Erongo region is witnessing a transformation. Investments in hospitals and clinics, coupled with improved access to medical services in the rural areas, have elevated the standard of care. Public and private partnerships are further strengthening the region's health sector, ensuring that quality health care is a reality for all.
Before independence, we were not training medical doctors, right? Currently, we are training our own medical doctors. Also, the only hospital I think that was able to provide training for medical doctors was Katutura, Windhoek Central, Oshakati, and so on. For now, as we speak, we are able to provide medical services for medical interns training for Walvis Bay and Swakopmund. That was also expanded to Rundu, for instance. Erongo, for instance, we did not have a clinic. The Arandis clinic was also built recently, as opposed to, there was another one, but they have then expanded, Even Utusep community did not have a clinic, but now they have a big clinic that is able to provide services to the community. The ministry keep on revising its staff establishment. The current staff establishment we are implementing is 2019. I think prior to that, especially if we look at Swakopmund and Walvis Bay, but even Omaruru and Usakos, the doctors, for instance, we had small number. I think for Swakopmund and Walvis, we only had 4 medical doctors. But with the implementation of the new staff establishment, with at least now 17 medical doctors for both Walvis Bay and Swakopmund. And Mondesa Clinic, for instance, is always congested. It's always full. So we then made the decision to say, okay, the nurses' home, for now, we're going to close it, reallocate the staff members to other houses within the district, and then we are using it for immunization purposes, for instance. We also have then made the decision to open during weekends, for Saturday, for instance, for Mondesa, just for us to be able to, accommodate the growing population as well as the high demand. A lot is happening currently. As the ministry is building the neonatal unit in Swakopmund, neonatal ICU. So that then means that our neonates or the newborns that may have complications will then be able to accommodate here and not being referred to Windhoek as currently it's happening. Our hope is that it will be open either during this financial year or early in the next financial year.
Education is at the heart of Erongo's development. Modern schools equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and new tertiary institutions are preparing the youth for a competitive future. The region's commitment to education is evident in its high literacy rates and numerous scholarship initiatives. However, the region experienced a significant setback with a record decline in its overall performance rankings nationwide.
Indeed, the provision of infrastructure in Erongo region is a challenge, simply because we have an influx of so many people looking for job opportunities in Erongo region, and therefore we have a challenge with placement of learners. For the last financial year 2023-2024, we have built 51 classrooms at different schools. This is also just to address the issue of admission of learners. We are going to have 12 classrooms constructed at the new school in Walvis Bay. That is additional classrooms from the ones that we have built. And then also equally we are going to build another 12 classrooms at the new secondary school in Arandis Bay. And each one of these schools will also get an ablution facilities, additional from the regional budget allocated to the regional. And then we have each one will have an admin block, they will have a science lab, a computer lab, and then a school library. And the hostel for Namib High School is going to be renovated. We receive a fund of 500,000 from Husap Mine. So we are going to add additional costs to renovate that hostel. And then also head office also availed funds for the renovation of the Namib Primary Hostel. You know that we have to close down that hostel during COVID because it was not in a state to accommodate learners. The issue is that we are talking about influx to the two coastal towns. If we can have job opportunities in rural areas, also coupled with proper hostel facilities in rural areas, then the issue of infrastructure and expansion thereof in the two coastal towns especially will be addressed. For instance, in Arandis Bay, we only have one combined school. Therefore, the reason to build a secondary school, we started as a project school, you know. We have built 9 classrooms for now. We are going to add ablution facilities in the office block so that those learners at the combined school should be moved over to the secondary school.
The Erongo region has battled a crippling drought, testing the resilience of its people, land and livestock. Water, the lifeblood of daily survival, has become a scarce and precious resource. In towns and rural settlements alike, households ration every drop with shorter showers, limited irrigation, and strict conservation measures have become the norm. For farmers in the rural areas, the drought has been devastating. Boreholes run dry and livestock, once the foundation of their livelihoods, struggle to survive. Many have been forced to sell their herds or relocate in search of water. Without significant rainfall or alternative solutions, the impact on food security, economic stability and daily life in the region remains dire.
Well, the situation has been very bad. You know, we are now in drought for years. There's no way that us in Taures, in Erongo region, received good rain. Our people, our community, especially the livestock, have suffered due to the lack of water in Omashite and surrounding. Regarding the regional council, we are now expecting the pipeline from Obondati, which is 30 kilometers from here. It have reaches up to 22 kilometers. Now they are busy putting digging the hole of 8 kilometers, which we are expecting for almost 3 months to be finalized. When it comes to the drought release, most of our people really government have worked very good, especially to the drought relief for people to consume some food. The drought relief, which is meant to give food to the animals, which was introduced by our government, by our president through the office of the Prime Minister. That was a challenge. We could not receive those grasses and other additional items that was given on time. Animals, especially for the rural community, is an income generating something that most of the houses, households are sustaining themselves.
The water scarcity, like I've said, the 3 constituencies are the most critically affected: Taures constituency, Caribbean constituency, as well as Walvis Bay rural. We are working very closely with the stakeholders within the water sector, NamWater and water supply. We look very much on the impact of climate change. If you go around in some of the places in Dauris constituency particularly, they've not seen a raindrop over the last 20 years, so that can be very scary. This is something, it's not a battle that the regional council can fight alone. It also requires the involvement of other players.
Erongo is ripe with investment opportunities in mining, tourism, renewable energy and fisheries. And the region's favorable business climate and strategic location makes it a magnet for investors.
We have also seen as a region, a number of green hydrogen plants that are operating. Currently, we have about 5 plants that are in the construction phase, and some are already in production phase in terms of the green hydrogen. And these plants or projects are benefiting to the local economy and also the local people. Soon in this year, 2025, we'll start seeing, Namibia producing ammonia here in Walvis Bay, and that basically also give us a boost in industrialization. Walvis Bay is a link to the SADC region in terms of logistics and trade, and that means that we are serving a market of 350 million people, which is within the SADC, and not only the 3 million of the Namibian population. So it is because we have also the dry port for Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Zambia at the port of Walvis Bay, and that also ensures that we have opportunities that will come from the neighboring countries. So first is that we would want to promote that. We continue to have Erongo region as as a logistics and trade hub. What is important is also to incentivize investment in key sectors. Erongo region has quite a lot of opportunities and potential. So in terms of attracting more investment into the region, we need to look at how we incentivize those that will bring investment so that we grow and we expose the opportunities and the potentials that are in the Erongo region.
Erongo stands as a beacon of progressive development in Namibia. As Erongo continues on its path of progress, we are reminded that development is not just about infrastructure and economic growth, it is about the people who have paved the way for a better future. In this spirit, the region recently came together to honor the legacy of Namibia's founding president and the father of the Namibian nation, Dr. Semnu Yoma, whose vision for an independent and thriving nation continues to inspire generations.